Doing a quick sound check here. Sounding pretty good on my end. Sounded good. All right. Well, we'll jump right into our Stevens Point Auto Select pregame show here. Stevens Point's best choice for auto repairs, maintenance, and tires. Complete auto repair services with locations on Church Street and on Highway 10 East in Stevens Point and on Schofield Avenue in Weston. No matter your automotive needs, look to Auto Select and you are good to go. So the final regular season game here for the Cardinals here of Stevens Point Pacelli. They'll be hosting the Wildcats here of Edgar. Edgar, I believe, has one more game on their regular season docket, at least according to my records, which would be this Thursday, the 29th, where they will be at Wittenberg-Burnham Wood. The coaches meeting out here right now. The Edgar Wildcats playing out of the Merwood South Conference. They are 14-5 overall, 8-2 in that conference. First atop the Merwood South Conference, in fact. Coach Hendrick and Coach Sankey out here for our preseason coaches meeting. And, yeah, hard to believe we are already in the final stretch here of the regular season. Again, Pacelli's regular season final, they will be idle then until next Tuesday, where they would be hosting the winner of either Almond Bancroft or Plainfield Tri-County in that first round regional matchup out here. And I believe it's right out here at Memorial Park here in Plover, the site of today's game here. Pretty nice day here for some late May baseball. Hopefully everybody had a nice Memorial Day weekend here. Getting into the final stretch here of this regular season, as we mentioned here. And again, this is brought to you today by Auto Select. They are Stevens Point's best choice for auto repairs, maintenance, and tires. Complete auto repair services with locations on Church Street and on Highway 10 East in Stevens Point and on Schofield Avenue in Weston. No matter your automotive needs, look to Auto Select and you are good to go. So, yeah, probably just a few minutes away here from first pitch. We'll take a brief commercial pause here. We'll bring it right back here for the start of this one. We'll get our national anthem. We'll get our starting lineups for both squads. You are listening to and watching high school baseball here today on Zaleski Sports. We'll take a brief commercial pause, bring it right back for the start of this one on Zaleski Sports.
Find auto repairs, brakes, tires, and oil changes all in one place at Auto Select in Weston. At Auto Select, you can expect dependable automotive repair from the experts you can trust will exceed your expectations. Auto repair has never been so comfortable with a spacious, clean waiting room with refreshments along with shuttle service and loaner vehicles for your convenience. And ask about their 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty. For your next auto repair or maintenance, bring your vehicle to Auto Select on Schofield Avenue in Weston. In Stevens Point and Plover, at Auto Select, you're good to go.
All right back here getting our starting lineups here. Lucas Stanke to lead things off here. Jace Affelbeck, who will pitch tonight. He'll hit second. Dakota Ellenbecker hitting third, playing center field. Leighton Schuett out at shortstop. He'll hit fourth. Gavin Maurer doing the catching, hitting fifth. Sawyer Weiland will hit sixth and play third base. Fletcher Weiland will hit seventh, playing first base. Brock Maurer out in left field, hitting eighth, and Will Hackle out in right field. He'll hit ninth here today. Again, head coached by Connor Handrick. We'll get our starting lineups here for the Cardinals of Stevens Point Pacelli. Melise Badoon to lead things off at shortstop. Jaden Garski will hit second and play center field.
The second baseman, number 3,
Lucas Hammerly hitting third, playing second base.
At first base, number 10,
Tomas Uemura will hit fourth and play first base.
The designated hitter, number 9, Nate Hammerly.
Nate Hammerly hits fifth today. He'll do the designated hitting.
The catcher, number 2,
Eric Ranke hitting sixth. He'll do the catching here today.
Out at third base, number 12,
Sully Schober at third base, hitting seventh.
In right field, number 5,
Bryce Flaker out in right field. He'll hit eighth.
Going to left, number 6, Braden Flaker.
And Braden Flaker will hit ninth out in left field today.
Number 8, Kelton Opper.
And senior left-hander Kelton Opper gets the start on the hill here today.
Head coach and Hall of Famer Wayne Sankey, Jeff Stoudemire, John Rafflick, Sam Gribach, and
All right, we are back out here. National anthem starting lineups here. We, of course, had our auto select pregame show, Stevens Point auto select, that is. And again, running through this one, the final regular season game here for the Cardinals, again, as we mentioned in our auto select pregame show, then they will be idle now until next Tuesday. So Kelton Opper, the senior left-hander who's been basically nothing short of remarkable in this entire season. Kelton has been just a dynamo out on the hill here for the Cardinals. He's going to be pitching next year over at UW Stevens Point. Kelton, senior, one of 7 seniors, in fact, is Kelton Opper. We had senior night last week. Pacelli last in action last Thursday on senior night out here at Memorial Park. An 11-1 victory over Port Edwards. And they sit atop the CW South Conference the first time since 2022. So congratulations to the Stevens Point Pacelli Cardinals. Edgar, on the other hand, they are 8-2 in that Merriwood South Conference, sit atop that conference 14-5 overall. They were last in action on Thursday as well, a 13-3 victory over Spencer. And as we mentioned earlier, they will be back in action Thursday at Wittenberg-Burnhamwood. So they'll go with Lucas Donkey, Jace Affelbeck, Dakota Allenbecker, Leighton Schuett, Gavin Maurer, Sawyer Weiland, Fletcher Weiland, Brock Maurer, and Will Hackle hitting here for the Wildcats. Defensively, the Cardinals, you've got Eric Reinke behind the plate here. Tomas Uemura over at first, Lucas Hammerly at second, Elise Badoon at short, Sully Schober at third. And in the outfield is Bryce Flaker in right field, Jaden Garski in center field, and Braden Flaker out in left field. So a roster that we've seen, defensively for the most part, pretty much kind of consistent what we've seen all season here for this Cardinal team. And a very impressive regular season, but a lot of baseball left here. So that'll bring up Lucas Stanke now, the second baseman here, number 44, the left-hander here. So we've got lefty against lefty going here to get us started out here at Memorial Park here in Plover. Veterans Memorial Field. 4:33, the official start time. And we are underway. First pitch is going to miss a little bit high to Stanke. It's 1-0. Hopper working out of the stretch here for the Cardinals. That one misses just outside. It's 2-0. So 2-0 here to start to Lucas Stanke. 2-0 pitch from Hopper is going to miss as well, so it's going to go 3-0. And a 4-pitch walk given up from Hopper to Stanke to lead things off here.
Number 5, Jace Affelbeck.
And that'll bring up number 5, Jace Affelbeck here. He'll be the right-hander pitching here for Edgar today. Very good pitcher in his own right as well as Jace. Hopper comes set here. Pitch on the way to Affelbeck. That one misses high. It's 1-0. Trying to think the last time we've seen Kelton. It's been, I think probably almost 2 weeks now. That one misses just a bit high. It's 2-0 now. Last week, Pacelli, Port Edwards Thursday, and then they had Tri-County last Monday. So it's been probably close to a week and a half now. So, Kelton probably looking to maybe shake a little bit of that rust off here. We know he's certainly capable, no doubt. He goes 3-0 to Affelbeck. Pitch on the way, and that one's in there for a called strike. It's hitters count 3-1 now to Affelbeck. Jelly softball in action here today at home at the WIAA Complex Spud Field, I believe. That one's in there, called strike. It's 3-2 now. It's a regional game against Necedah. And a swing and a miss. And Affelbeck down on strikes, and that's the first Serve Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout here today for Kelton Hopper. You can call Jamie Wenzel at Serve Pro for the #1 choice in cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro like it never happened. So one down for Dakota Allenbecker, the center fielder here with 1 out and 1 on. Hopper's pitch, that one's high. It's 1-0. A lot of familiar names, certainly from the gridiron here for the Wildcats. Hopper checking over on Stonky there at first. It's 1-0 now to Allenbecker. And a swing and a miss from Hopper to Allenbecker. It's 1-1 now. Visit Marshfield, the Marshfield Dairy Fest, which is May 30th and 31st. Check out visitmarshfield.com for all of the details. See you in Marshfield for a fun weekend at Dairy Fest. That's a swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. So it's 1-2 now to Allenbecker. And a swing and a miss, and Hopper with his second strikeout here today, a fastball. And that's another Serve Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout here for Kelton Hopper. You can call Jamie Wenzel at Serve Pro for the #1 choice in cleanup and restoration. 2 away now for Leighton Schuett. So 2 down with 1 on here, and that ball hit on the ground. That's going to go foul. Schober will track that one down. So Hopper up in the count now on 1. Definitely has settled in as, started off with 5 consecutive balls, but certainly able to get right back into it as Kelton, and you knew he would, certainly. So Hopper set here from the stretch. He'll check back, and at a rundown, you've got Stonky involved in the rundown, and Hopper will tag him out. And Stonky will be the 3rd out here, so we're through 1/2 inning of play here. No runs, no hits, no errors. Half inning in the books here. We'll move to the bottom half of inning #1. We are having Pacelli come up here, listening to and watching high school baseball here today on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group. Bottom of 1 coming up in just 1 moment.
Meda Custom Apparel, your local source for quality, custom decorated clothing and products. Discover a wide range of products from corporate casual wear to team uniforms, promotional items, sporting goods, and awards. Don't settle for less. With our in-house production, we will make your name or event stand out with custom sports jerseys, branded cooler bags, and personalized can coolers. Celebrate team success with custom awards and promotional items. At Meda Custom Apparel, we put your brand first. Explore your options today at medacustom.com.
Hi, I'm Josh Marks, owner of Infinity Exteriors. 9 out of 10 brand new roofs can't pass a simple manufacturer warranty inspection, meaning 9 out of 10 brand new roofs have no warranty. Infinity operates on principles instilled in my Marine Corps service: honor, courage, and commitment. Infinity is meticulous craftsmanship, unbeatable quality, and always at the best price. Infinity buys more, pays less, passing those savings directly to you. We're booking new roofs, siding, and windows. Call today.
All right, we are back. Bottom half of inning #1 coming up here. Melise Badoon, Jaden Garski, and Lucas Hammerly. 1, 2, and 3 here for the Cardinals. Home Furniture, fill your home with the best from Home Furniture. Sofas, sectionals, Beds, recliners, lighting, tables, rugs, and so much more. Home furniture with locations on Grand Avenue in Wisconsin Rapids and on Post Road in Plover. That's Home Furniture. Also brought to you today in part by the Oso Brewing Company. The Oso Brewing Company in Plover offers a large, spacious place for your next gathering or just to watch the big game on a massive projector screen. Enjoy a great variety of pizzas and other hot food along with a cold soda. That's all at the Oso Brewing Company in Plover here. So Jace Affelbeck will get the nod here in this, again, a non-conference game, the final regular season game for the Cardinals. And Edgar back in action one final time in this non-conference season on Thursday. So Affelbeck working from the windup here, the pitch to Badoon. And that one's going to miss, and it's going to go 1-0 to Melise. Pitch from Affelbeck. That one misses high. It's going to go to 2-0 now. The 2-0 pitch here to Badoon, and that's in there, a called strike. It's 2-1. So Edgar certainly, I think everybody knows them for football, no doubt about that, but certainly a very good baseball team in their own right as well with that 14-5 overall record. It's 2-2 now to Badoon. Of course, longtime head coach Jerry Sins over there, and Edgar, a powerhouse, no doubt. Can't stress that enough. That ball hit, and that's going to get foul, I believe, and it's going to remain 2-2 here to Badoon. In fact, I believe it was just 2 short years ago, the Wildcats beating Pacelli in walk-off fashion in that sectional final game out in Athens to advance to state that year. The 2-2 offering to Badoon, that one is going to miss, and it's going to go full now to Badoon. Badoon, the everyday shortstop for the Cardinals. We've seen him out on the hill a few times as well. And that ball hit, and that's going to be a base hit for Badoon. So Badoon, a nice 2-strike single.
Base hit for Badoon brings up the center fielder, number 7, Jaden Garski.
And that'll bring up the sophomore center fielder in Jaden Garski. So Badoon leads things off with the single. Jelly with their standard white jerseys, red numerals. Edgar with their customary white and gold. Yellow, we'll say. Packer colors, Randy says. Well, kind of, I guess. You might argue Edgar colors, I would say. That's my take anyways. Pitch on the way, and that one misses high to Garski. And it's going to go to 2-0 now to Jaden. You've got Lucas Hammerly over in the on-deck area here for the Cardinals. Affelbeck with a 2-0 count here to Garski. Keeping a watchful eye over at Badoon at first. Pitch on the way. That one's going to be in there for a called strike. It's 2-1 now. Garski, predominantly the Cardinals' everyday center fielder. Say that's pretty much been a consistent place for Jaden here this year. That ball hit on the ground to third. They're going to go to second and going to try for double play, and they're going to turn the double play. So the 5-4-3 double play.
Second baseman, number 3, Lucas.
The 5-4-3 double play. Executed very well. Started there by Sawyer Weiland over there. And that pitch into Hammerley, that's in there. A called strike. It's 0-1. So 2 away with nobody on now, and the 0-1 pitch, that one's going to miss a little bit outside, and it's going to go to 1-1. You've got Tomas Uemota on deck for the Cardinals. And Effel back in there for a called strike. It's 1-2 now. Pitch here to Hammerly. And that ball smashed over to first, but gobbled up there at first base is Fletcher Weiland there to retire Lucas Hammerly. So we are through 1 inning complete here. No runs, no hits. Or 1 hit, I should say. 1 hit. No runs, no errors. Nobody left on here. 1 inning in the books. We'll move to the 2nd inning of play you're listening to and watching high school baseball here today on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from Hofffavor Real Estate Group. Back in 1 moment.
Is it time to replace your old gutters? Call Schwartz Seamless Gutters and protect your home with new seamless technology. No seams, no leaks. With free estimates in 2 days or less and workmanship guaranteed, our service is as seamless as our gutters.
At Ridgetop, we are your trusted, local, affordable exterior renovations expert. Isn't that right, Bo?
Exactly, especially when we are working on someone's biggest investment.
Can you give us an example, Bo?
Well, there was this house. We replaced the roofing, siding, and windows. Then they left a 5-star review.
One of our thousands of 5-star reviews?
Exactly.
For your free, no obligation estimate, call us today or go to ridgetopexteriors.com.
All right, we are back here. 2nd inning coming up here. Kelton Hopper back out, obviously for his 2nd inning of work. Want to give thanks to all of our game day sponsors here today. Infinity Exteriors, installing peace of mind, roofing, siding, and windows that are built to last. Saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors, we guarantee quality that you can trust. That is Infinity Exteriors. So that'll bring up 4, 5, and 6 here for the Wildcats. Leighton Schuett, Gavin Maurer, and Sawyer Weiland. And as we mentioned, Kelton Hopper out for his 2nd inning of work here. Had a pair of Serb-Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeouts in his 1st inning of work. Did Kelton again, as we mentioned in our Stevens Point Auto Select pregame show. He'll be taking his talents to UW Stevens Point. He fastball in there. It's 0-1 now to Schuett. So Badun had that leadoff single, and then Edgar able to turn the 5-4-3 double play, followed by the unassisted ground out. And that one is going to miss down low. It's 1-1 to Schuett. Gavin Maurer on deck for the Wildcats. Hopper working from the stretch here. It's 1-1. Pitch on the way to Schuett. That one misses high. It's 2-1. So the wind's blowing, well, we'll say probably what, Dan? Southeasterly here perhaps. 328 down the lines, 372 again down to straightaway center out here at Memorial Park. Roosevelt Elementary School right in the background. Never forget that moment that Michael Drugella hit one on top of the school. That one's going to miss, and Schuett's going to be aboard with a walk here. And that'll bring up Gavin Maurer with Schuett down at first. I don't remember what year that was, Dan. I want to say it was probably mid-2000, like 2014-ish, thereabouts maybe. Hard to say. It's Michael, the Pacelli grad, who also played for the Plover Black Sox here. That one's a swing and a miss. It's 0-1 now to Maurer. Guess that's the one memory I have. Many memories, no doubt, here at Memorial Park for many years, but that was certainly right up there. It's 0-2 now to Maurer, with Sawyer Weiland on deck here for the Wildcats. And that's in there for a called third strike, and Mauer down on strikes. And that's the third Serve Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout here tonight for Kelton Hopper. You can call Jamie Wenzel at Serve Pro for the #1 choice in cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro like it never happened. One away now, and Sawyer Weiland up here. You've got Schuett down at first. Hopper from the stretch here, the pitch, and that one's in there for a called strike. It's 0-1 now to Weiland. Fletcher Weiland on deck. And Hopper with that move back over to Uemura, checking back on Schuett over there at first. It's 0-1 now to Weiland. Pitch on the way. That's a swing and a miss. So Hopper up in the count here, 0-2. Of course, you've got that little lookout station just above the first base dugout. A very nice venue for baseball, no doubt about it. That ball hit sharply, and that's going to go foul. It remains 0-2 to Weiland. So the 0-2 here to Sawyer Weiland. Hopper, and that's in there for a called strike. And another Serve Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout for Kelton Hopper. Again, you can call Jamie Wenzel at Serve Pro for the #1 choice in cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro like it never happened. 2 away now, and Fletcher Weiland. And Hopper checking back on Schuett over there. We mentioned it during our break here, but Kelton, being a lefty and all, certainly helps, but he's got just an outstanding move over there, and sometimes can catch guys leaning a little bit, and he's 0-1 now. The 0-1 pitch here to Weiland is fouled back, and it's 0-2. So 2 very good baseball teams going at it here, no doubt about it. A non-conference game here. And that one's going to skip down low, and it's going to get away, and Schuett's going to get down to second on that one. You know, and these are kind of the games that, both very good, solid teams, very good regular seasons, but certainly a good test here, I'm sure, for both teams as you get into that postseason, which is just right around the bend here. The 1-2 to Weiland, and that's hit out into right field, and Flaker is there to make the play. So the F9 to retire Fletcher Weiland for the third and final out. So no runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner left on here. We'll move to the bottom half of inning number 2. Pacelli coming up here. You're listening to and watching high school baseball here today on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part by Hoff Favor Real Estate Group. Bottom second coming up in just one moment.
Selling your car to Dahl Auto is quick and easy. Bring your title and keys, and you'll have a check in as little as 30 minutes. Still owe money on your vehicle? No problem. We'll take care of it. Dahl Auto. Simple.
Hello, it's Mayor Lois T. Strake asking you to join us for Marshfield's Dairy Fest. Dairy, great time. The fun starts with me on Friday, May 30th at the Mayor's Breakfast, 5:30 to 9:30 a.m. At 5 p.m., head to Columbia Park for family-friendly entertainment, and later join free live music at the Wenzel Family Plaza. Saturday, May 31st, the parade starts at 11 o'clock, and Wenzel Family Plaza will host fun activities. In the afternoon, the Pie and Ice Cream Social is at the Upham Mansion, and Nuts Deep 2 will be hosting an outdoor beer garden with live music. For more information, go to marshfieldchamber.com.
All right, we are back. Bottom two coming up here. One of our many game day sponsors, it's Culligan Water. Culligan Water specializes in all of your water softener, drinking water, and water filtration systems. You can count on Culligan to keep your water pure and healthy with unparalleled service and convenient delivery options. That's Culligan Water. So Pacelli sending up 4, 5, and 6 here. Tomas Wemora followed by Nate Hammerly and Eric Reinke. Jace Affelbeck out for inning number 2 of work here for the Wildcats. Pitch on the way. That one's in there. It's a called strike. It's 0-1 to Wemora. The 0-1 pitch here from Affelbeck. And that one's a swing and a miss, and it's quickly 0-2 now to Tomas. Outfield at medium depth. Tomas definitely probably more of a, what I would say, pull hitter, and that one just misses, and it's 1-2 now to Tomas. The 1-2 pitch. That's hit on the ground, and that is going to, that's a nice play there, the 4-3 ground out to get Wemora. So nice play. That ball in a tough spot there, but Lucas Stanke able to get over and make the play there at second. And that'll bring up the designated hitter and Nate Hammerly, the junior. That one's going to miss. It's 1-0 now to Nate. The 1-0 on the way to Nate, and that one is in there for a called strike. It's 1-1. You've got Reinke on deck here for Pacelli. That one a swing and a miss. May have took something off that. It's 1-2 now to Hammerly. Hammerly out front on that one. A 1-2 count coming up now from Affelbeck. That one's going to miss upstairs. It's 2-2. And that one misses now, and it's going to go full count to Nate. The 3-2 pitch to Hammerly. And that one is fouled, so Nate staying alive here. Edgar, maybe a 45, 50-minute drive from here roughly. Give or take. That ball hit on the ground. And Hammerly will be there. So an E6, I believe we're going to say.
The catcher, number 2, Eric Reinke.
And that'll bring up catcher sophomore Eric Reinke with 1 out, and Nate Hammerly aboard at first base. Affelbeck from the stretch, the pitch, a swing and a miss. Reinke out front on that one. It's 0-1. You have to think two very premier pitchers here from both squads. And that ball's going to be hit out, and that is going to drop in for a base hit for Reinke. So Eric with a 1-out single. And that'll get Hammerly down to second. Reinke at first, 1 away, and sophomore third baseman Sully Schober coming up. Pitch on the way. That one's going to get by, and both runners will advance on that. So Hammerly now down to third. A couple runners in scoring position. And 1-0 to Schober. Ridgetop Exteriors, just like these players bring their best to the field, Ridgetop Exteriors brings top-tier performance to your home. Roofing, siding, windows, and doors, Ridgetop Exteriors has the winning strategy to protect your home. Visit ridgetopexteriors.com. So that one fouled back by Schober, and it's 1-1. So Pacelli threatening with just the one out and a couple runners in scoring position. A swing and a miss by Schober, and it's now 1-2. Sophomore right fielder Bryce Flaker in the on-deck area here for the Cardinals. Affelbeck from the windup here, the 1-2 on the way to Schober, and that one misses high. It's going to go to 2-2. Pitch on the way, and that one misses upstairs as well, and it's full count now. So Sully getting the count to full here. And a swing and a miss, and Schober down on strikes for the second out here.
Right fielder, number 5.
And that'll bring up the sophomore Bryce Flaker. Bottom half inning number 2 here. We're scoreless out here at Memorial Park here in Plover. In this non-conference showdown between two very, very good baseball teams. That one is in there, and it's 0-1 now to Bryce Flaker. And Affelbeck misses on that one. It's going to go to 1-1 now to Bryce. Pitch on the way, and that's going to be fouled over to Coach Sankey there, and it's going to go to 1-2 now. So Flaker battling here with 2 strikes. Dahl Automotive, the Dahl family of vehicles, has been earning 5-star reviews since 1911. Now we'd like to earn your 5-star review at their new Dahl Honda and Dahl Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram dealerships in Stevens Point. Learn more online at dahlauto.com. That's dahlauto.com. So quick mound visit by Mauer there to Affelbeck here. 2 strikes. 1-2 to Flaker. And that ball lifted into the air, playable. Affelbeck will make the play there and retire Bryce Flaker for the final out. And we are through 2 innings now. You're listening to and watching high school baseball here today on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from the Hoff-Favor Real Estate Group. We'll move to the 3rd inning here in just one moment.
Is your business, church, or organization getting a fair deal on your copier contracts? Do you even know how much you're spending? Bauer & Fine Business Technologies has been in the office technology industry for 70 years. We have an award-winning service department, and customers love our fair and flexible service contracts. If you're currently a customer, thank you. If you currently work with one of our competitors, let's talk. We can tell you if you're overpaying or getting a good deal. BBT, we want to be the easiest vendor you work with. b-bt.com.
The doctor basically said, you're going to be in a wheelchair and walking with a walker. And I'm like, what? I'm like, that's my life? That's my life story? I looked around on the internet and I found Shai at Next Step Prosthetics. And I came in and met with him, and I felt so comfortable here, so unfearful. He said, we're going to get you up and walking.
Call to set up a free, no-obligation evaluation. Next Step Prosthetics, the fit for you.
All right, we are back. 3rd inning coming up here. Edgar will send up 8, 9, and 1 here. Want to give thanks to all of our game day sponsors, Cheese Pleasers. Cheese Pleasers in Bancroft is a local hidden gem filled with all the finest cheeses. Snack 6 cheese curds and cheese trays for Wisconsin's finest cheese. Stop at Cheese Pleasers right off I-39 in Bancroft. Also brought to you today in part by Whitetail Properties. Whitetail Properties Real Estate is your premier hunting land, farmland, and recreational land broker. If you're looking to buy or sell, Central Wisconsin agents are Brian and Evan Roosh at whitetailproperties.com. That is whitetailproperties.com. So Brock Maurer, Will Hackle, and Lucas Donkey coming up here for the Wildcats. Top half inning number 3, scoreless out here today. Opper working out of the stretch in his third inning. That one in there, and it's 0-1. Maurer unable to check either way. It looked like a strike. It's 0-1. That ball hit foul, and it's quickly 0-2 now to Maurer. And that one misses from Opper, so it's 1-2 now to Brock Maurer. And a swing and a miss. And another Serb-Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout here today, the 5th for Kelton Opper. You can call Jamie Wenzel at Serb-Pro for the #1 choice in cleanup and restoration. Serb-Pro like it never happened. So right fielder Will Hackle now up here for the Wildcats, the lefty. So that lefty on lefty matchup here, and Opper misses high, and it's 1-0 to Hackle. Opper's pitch, that one, a fastball in there. It's 1-1 now to Hackle. Schober on the edge of the grass there at third. And that one in there, so Opper pouring that one in. It's 1-2 now. Opper getting his signs from Reinke there. The 1-2 pitch here to Hackle. And a swing and a miss. And that's another Serb-Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout here today for Kelton Opper, his 6th. Two-way now, top of the order back in Lucas Donkey now. His second plate appearance, walked in the first. Back in his first plate appearance here today. And then he was caught in that run down back in the first. That one misses. It's 1-0 now to Lucas. That ball hit on the ground over to Hammerly. He'll make the play and retire Stonkey for the 3rd out here, so a 3-up, 3-down inning here. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on here. We'll move to the bottom half of inning number 3. We're still scoreless. You're listening to and watching high school baseball here today on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part by Hoff Favor Real Estate Group. Bottom 3 coming up here in just one moment.
If you're looking for delicious, you've found it at Rock and Roll Cafe in Stevens Point. This family-oriented 50s-themed cafe is open 7 to 3 daily with a great diverse menu of American and Mexican breakfast and lunch options. Enjoy dine-in or carry-out 7 days a week and always served quickly, fresh, with a smile. For the full menu and more about this local Stevens Point gem on Stanley Street, visit rockandroll.cafe.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eclair. Jane, I'm Steve from security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
All right, we are back here, bottom half of inning 3. Jace Affelbeck back out for his third inning of work. Want to give thanks to all of our game day sponsors today. Little Scholars Childcare, Little Scholars, and Little Scholars Beginnings are 2 beautiful childcare and preschools in Stevens Point, offering early child learning for infants through 4K. You'll find great facilities and a comfortable environment to help your child grow. Visit littlescholars.com. That is littlescholars.com. We're also brought to you today in part by Express Employment. Express Employment Professionals has relationships with all the local businesses and job openings. Call or stop in at Express Employment to find the right career path for you. So 9, 1, and 2 here for the Cardinals. Braden Flaker, Badoon, and Garski. And that one's going to miss down low and skip away from Maurer, and it's 1-0 now to Flaker. So Braden's first plate appearance here in this bottom half of inning 3. Ball hit on the ground and that's short, and that's going to be an overthrow there, and Flaker is going to get aboard with the E6 there. So we'll see what they score it, though. Maybe they'll score to hit. And either way, Braden Flaker so that'll bring up Melise Badoon, who is 1 for 1 here today. They're going to score to hit, so that'll be how I'll score it then here. And that's in there for a called strike. It's 0-1 to Badoon. It's going to be a tough play no matter really how you slice it, too. I mean, and Flaker with that good track speed there to leg that one out. It's 0-1, and Flaker's going to steal second base. So Braden, the aforementioned speed there on the base pass, so he'll get into second now, and it's 1-1 to Badoon. Badoon led things off with that single back in the first. So Flaker now in scoring position for the Cardinals. The bunt, that's going to get bunted foul by Badoon, and it's going to go to 1-2 now. With Jaden Garski to follow here for the Cardinals. This game moving along as you would expect with 2 premier pitchers, arguably 2 of the top type arms that I would say at least in this state here in Affelbeck and Opper. Certainly a lot of very good pitchers in this state, but these are 2 very good ones in my humble opinion, and it's 2-2 now to Badoon. Pitch on the way, and that one just missed to Badoon, and it goes full now. The off-speed pitch missed just a little bit high there. The 3-2 pitch on the way, and that one's going to miss, and that's going to get away from Maurer, and Flaker's going to get down to third on that. So that'll bring up the center fielder, Jaden Garski. Grounded into that 5-4-3 double play. We'll get a mound visit here for Edgar. We'll stay right here, though. And if there ends up being a change, then we would go to commercial pause. I want to give thanks to all of our game day sponsors here today. One of them being Ski's Meat Market. Ski's Meat Market is your locally owned premier meat market filled with more than 30 flavors of brats, along with chicken, steaks, beef, deli meats, local and seasonal favorites, and more. It's all at Skis Meat Market on Highway 10 East in Stevens Point. That is Skis Meat Market. Today's game also brought to you by Blinds and Designs by Kelly, Premier Auto Body, Dahl Automotive, Stevens Point Brewery, Lee Ayers Jewelers, Point Heating and Cooling, and Portesi Pizza. So Affelbeck will stay in as I suspected. Just perhaps a few words of encouragement from his coach and his infield here. So nobody out here. Runners at the corner. You've got the speedy Braden Flaker down at third. Badoon down at first. Affelbeck working from the stretch here. Garski showing bunt. There's going to be a throw down to second. And Badoon will get in under that. The stolen base. Pretty nice throw there by Mauer. But Badoon able to sneak in under that and steal second base. And now you've got a couple of runners now in scoring position with Flaker at third and Badoon at second. Still nobody out here. Garski, who is showing bunt, with a 1-0 count coming up. And that one's going to get fouled back, and it's 1-1. So base hit. You'd have to think would score 1 for sure, maybe 2, I suppose. Certainly all depends on where it's hit, no doubt. Affelbeck doing his part to prevent that. That one is going to miss, and it's going to go now to 2-1 to Garski. Still scoreless here in the bottom half of inning number 3. And Garski going to foul that one back, and it's going to go now to 2-2. Lucas Hammerly, the on-deck hitter here for the Cardinals. Coach Sankey there talking with Braden. Always coaching, right? 2-2 to Garski. That ball hit on the ground over to second. Only play will be at first, the 4-3 ground out. But an RBI for Jaden Garski. So that'll get a run across. You'll get Badoon down to third, and Flaker scores the first run here today for either team. And that'll bring up Lucas Hammerly, who grounded into the unassisted ground out to the first baseman back in the first. Affelbeck. That's in there, called strike. So Pacelli with 3 base hits here today. Striking first with the first run here today. Pitch on the way to Hammerly. That one's going to be fouled back, and it's going to go to 0-2 now to Hammerly. Tomas Uemura, the on-deck hitter here for Pacelli. That one misses. It's 1-2 now to Lucas. So again, Lucas 0 for 1 here today. That one's going to miss now, and it's going to go even at 2-2 to Lucas. And that one will miss. So Lucas showing some pretty good patience there at the plate. Certainly not missing by much. And Hammerly fouls that one off. It remains full here. Nicolay Bank. Nicolay Bank offers personal banking at its best locations in Stevens Point, Wausau, Colby, Medford, Edgar, and Merrill. Or learn more at nicolaybank.com. And Hammerly drawing the walk there, so patience pays off on that one. And that'll bring up the first baseman here today, and Tomas Uemura, who is 0 for 1 here, grounded out to second. The 4-3 ground out back in the second. Comes up with 1 out. Runners at the corner now. Applebeck getting the signs from Maurer, working out of the stretch, keeping a close, watchful eye on Hammerly over at first. Pitch on the way. That one misses high, and it's 1-0. So you have to think that base runner is definitely at a premium for both teams here today. That would be my deductive reasoning anyways. That one's going to miss, and it's going to go to 2-0 now to Uemura. It's where the manufacturing base runners and runs understatement of the year, and it's 2-0. Uemura hits that one high into the air in right field. I'm not sure if that'll be enough to tag it. And a nice throw there, and some heads-up base running there for Hammerly, who gets down to second on that. Badun stays put there at third. He would have probably have been out there. A good throw there by the right fielder, Will Hackle. So Uemura flies out to right field for the second out. And that brings up Nate Hammerly, reached down the E6 back in his last at-bat. Pair of runners in scoring position. The pitch, that one misses high. That gets away from Maurer, drops the mask quickly. Keeps Badun at third. Two outs, you'd think probably a hit, probably maybe scores 2, one would think, certainly with Hammerly and Badun on the base paths for the Cardinals. That one in there for a called strike. It's 1-1. Fastball is in there. It's 1-2 now to Nate. Applebeck getting the signs there from his batter mate and Maurer. Pitch on the way. And a swing and a miss, and Hammerly down on strikes for the third and final out here. But not before Pacelli strikes first here, the first run of the ball game. We're through 3 innings complete. Pacelli out front here, 1-0. We move to the 4th inning of play. You're listening to and watching high school baseball here today on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by Hofffavor Real Estate Group. 4th inning coming up in just one moment.
Welcome to Bruce Orthodontics, where we provide comprehensive orthodontic care to patients of all ages. We are now accepting new patients, and we accept most insurances.
Orthodontics is much more than just a job to me. It is my passion and my life. What separates us from other orthodontists is constant continuing education for myself and my staff, compassion, and dedication. Here at Bruce Orthodontics, we change lives one smile at a time. I'd love the opportunity to meet you and transform your smile.
Call us to set up your free consultation today.
At Oso Brewing, we're committed to our community and charity events. We give back locally. We're spot on with tasty food right inside our brewery. Oso pizzas and sandwiches are the best kept secrets in the area. Come and enjoy our new patio atmosphere with friends and family.
It will be something you want to tell your friends about.
All right, we are back here. Kelton Opper back out for his fourth inning of work. He'll go through 2, 3, and 4 here for Edgar with Affelbeck, Ellenbecker, and Schuett coming up here for the Wildcats. Want to give thanks to Mutual of Wausau Insurance, protecting homes, farms, and businesses since 1875. Visit mutualofwausau.com to find an agent near you. That is Mutual of Wausau. So Affelbeck, Ellenbecker, and Schuett coming up here for the Wildcats. Top half of inning number 4 here. Pacelli with the narrow 1-0 lead here. Affelbeck 0 for 1 here today at the plate. Struck out in his last at-bat. Opper working from the stretch here for the Cardinals. A pitch and a fastball in there. It's 0-1 now to Jace. The 0-1. That ball hit on the ground over to Badoon. He'll make the nice play there and pulls Waymota off first. And Affelbeck will reach on that. I'm going to see how they score it. Going to score it an error, it looks like. So Affelbeck aboard on that. So Dakota Ellenbecker 0 for 1 here today. Opper in there with a fastball, and it's 0-1 now to Dakota. So Affelbeck aboard at first. That ball's going to be lifted out of play, and it's going to get foul, and it's going to go 0-2 now to Ellenbecker. So the 0-2 pitch here to Ellenbecker. And Opper checking back on Affelbeck there. It was very close indeed. Yes, it definitely was. It's 0-2 now to Ellenbecker. And Opper checking back on Jace. Pitch here from Opper, and that one's fouled back into the screen here. It remains 0-2 now. Leighton Schuett, the on-deck hitter here for the Wildcats. Opper up in the count, 0-2, nobody out. Affelbeck down at first. Opper's 0-2 dealing is going to miss, and it's 1-2 now. So both pitchers dealing today. One-two pitch on the way from Opper. And a swing and a miss. And that's the first out here in the 7th Servpro Jamie Wenzel strikeout here today for Kelton Opper. You can call Wenzel at Servpro for the #1 choice in cleanup and restoration. Servpro like it never happened. 1 away now, and Leighton Schuett coming up. Leighton walked in his first plate appearance back in the 2nd. Opper will check back on Affelbeck there. Snap throw over there to Waymota. Affelbeck nearly getting in safely in both occasions here thus far. And that one misses now. It's 1-0 to Schuett. Opper's pitch is hit on the ground over to Badoon. They'll get the out at second and not able to turn this double play there. So Schuett reaches on the 6'4" fielder's choice. So 2 away now, and Gavin Maurer coming up 0 for 1 here today. Struck out looking back in the second. He's got Schuett aboard, who reaches again on that fielder's choice 6'4". Pitch on the way. That one's a swing and a miss. It's 0-1 now to Maurer. Kelton working from the stretch. The pitch, that one's high. Snap throw down to Waimoda at first from Ranke. Affelbeck represents the tying run here in this tightly contested non-conference game. Opper so it's 1-1 now to Maurer. Opper's 1-1 offering. That one's hit out of play. It's foul, and it's 1-2 now. One-two pitch here from Opper. And that one misses down low, and it's even at 2-2 now to Maurer. The 2-2 pitch to Maurer, and that's fouled back, so he stays alive at 2-2. Stevens Point Orthopedics is proud to provide complimentary sports physicals to Central Wisconsin athletes this summer. Call 715-344-0701 to schedule your appointment. That's 715-344-0701. That one will miss down low to Maurer, and it's going to go full now. So full count, 2 outs, Affelbeck at first. And Kelton keeping Jace, I beg your pardon, Leighton Schuett over at first. Pitch on the way, that's a hit out to Garski, but it's going to be right at Garski in the FA to retire Gavin Maurer for the third and final out here. No runs, no hits, no errors. A runner, 1 error I should say. There was no runs, no hits, 1 error. Runner left on. We'll move to the bottom half of inning number 4. It's still Pacelli 1-0 over Edgar. You're listening to and watching high school baseball here today on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by Hoff Favor Real Estate Group. Bottom 4 coming up in just one moment.
Are you tired of being a boring old tree, bird, or mythical war hero? Find the right job for you at Express Employment. Stop today and discuss positions that fit your abilities and qualifications, leading you to the perfect job. Always local, always strategically selected to match your skill set with local employers. There's a perfect job out there. Let Express Employment professionals help you find it. In Wausau, Stevens Point, Medford, and Marshfield. Find jobs and apply online at expresspros.com.
Does your roof need attention? Don't replace it, restore it with Seamless Commercial Roofing. Our process is guaranteed and a fraction of the cost of replacement with no downtime. When your roof needs attention, call Seamless Commercial Roofing in Marshfield.
All right, we are back here. One of our many game day sponsors, that's a Rock and Roll Cafe. Find a great variety of breakfast options at the Rock and Roll Cafe. Breakfast, lunch, Friday fish fry, and service with a smile. Open daily for breakfast and lunch only on Stanley Street in Stevens Point. Today's game also brought to you in part by Feltz Dairy. The culture of Wisconsin is forever tied to life on the farm. Bring the family for a visit to Feltz's Dairy Store in Stevens Point. Cheeses, dairy products, local meats, seasonal decor, and so much more. Feltz's Dairy Store, food, family, and fun. So Pacelli will send up 6, 7, and 8 here, which is Eric Ranke, Sully Schober, and Bryce Flaker. Jace Apfelbeck out for his 4th inning of work here. He's given up the 3 hits over the course of 3+ innings here. 1 run. Eric Ranke now 1 for 1. He singled back in the 2nd. And he is in there for a called strike. It's 0-1 now to Ranke. That one misses down low, and it's 1-1. So certainly the margin's very slim for both teams here. Ball hit on the ground to second. And the play is made there to retire Ranke, the 4-3 ground out for out number 1. Good play there by Lucas Stanke there to Fletcher Weiland. So the first out here, and Sully Schober, who's 0 for 1 here today, struck out back in the 2nd. And that one's in there, called strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 offering, and that's hit out of play and going to get foul now. So Schober down in the count, 0-2. About an hour or so just into this game here. Moved along pretty good here thus far with 2 top-tier pitching performances here thus far. It's 1-2 now to Schober. And a swing and a miss, and Schober down on strikes for the 2nd out now, and that'll bring up the right fielder and Bryce Flaker. Bryce 0 for 1 today, flew out to Apfelbeck back in the 2nd. That one's going to be fouled back. It's 0-1 now to Flaker. Yeah, so don't know pitch count. Certainly that will come into play for both squads here. It's hard to keep track of that. It's 0-2 now. No 0-2 to Bryce Flaker. And Flaker staying alive on that fastball. 75 pitch count roughly, Ryan's saying. Okay. So the 0-2 offering, and that one just misses, and it's 1-2 now to Bryce. Braden on deck here for the Cardinals. Braden Flaker. And a swing and a miss. The drop 3rd strike, though, and Bryce Flaker is going to be aboard on that drop 3rd strike.
Left fielder, number 6, Braden Flaker.
And that'll bring up the senior left fielder, Braden Flaker, 1 for 1 here today. He scored a run and stole a base and singled back in the 3rd. So Bryce aboard with the dropped 3rd strike there. Apfelbeck comes set here. That one hit out of play and foul. And it's going to go to 0-1 now to Braden. Yeah, Braden kind of like a second leadoff hitter, as we're saying here. He, I would agree. That's a good point that Randy Grivach makes. I think it could not have said it better. Like a second leadoff hitter. Braden finds so many different ways to get on base. You know, he's got the hit here today, but one of those guys, he can bunt his way on infield singles. He's able to certainly hit the ball hard as well. He's found so many different ways to get on base. Don't know what his on-base percentage is, but have to think it's right up there. It's 1-2 now to Flaker. And those are the kind of things that, especially as you get deeper into the postseason, certainly don't want to look ahead too far, but that ball hit out into right field, and that's going to be down for a base hit. And Bryce Flaker gets down to third on that, and as we mentioned here, Braden with his second hit here today. Back to the top of the order here in Melise Badoon. He singled, walked here today, so 1 for 1. Sherrill Tire and Auto Service. For all of your tire and auto service needs, look to Sherrill Tire and Auto Service. Great deals on tires that fit your needs is a sure thing to get back on the road. That's Sherrill Tire and Auto Service. So runners at the corner, 2 away with Badoon. Again, 1 for 1 here today. Affelbeck from the stretch here. And that ball hit by Badoon. That's hit pretty well, and that's hit on the screws. And that'll be extra bases. 1 run coming across. And Bryce Flaker with the second run scored. So Badoon with a double. His second hit, an RBI double for Melise Badoon. So Badoon with an RBI double. So now you've got Badoon at second, Braden Flaker at third, and this is Jaden Garski now. Jaden is 0 for 2 here today. Badoon hit that one on the screws, as I like to describe it. And that ball hit in the hole. That's a base hit. And Braden Flaker coming in, and play going to have at the plate, and in there is Badoon. And Garski, meanwhile, will end up at second on that one. 2 RBI single for Jaden Garski. So a 2 RBI single for Garski. And that'll bring up Lucas Hammerly. Mound visit here. We'll keep it right here if there is a change, which it looks like there may or may not be. So we'll keep it right here, though. So Pacelli now with 3 runs in this, their half of inning number 4 to stretch the lead out here, 4-0. It started really with that the drop third strike. Bryce Flaker hustling it out to get on base. And then Braden Flaker coming up, hitting the single. And then you get Melise Badoon with the RBI double and run scored. And then you get Jaden Garski with the 2 RBI single. So Pacelli now extending its lead here, 4-0. Garski down at second. 2 outs here, and Lucas Hammerly, who is 0 for 1 here today. Had the unassisted ground out to first back in the first, and then he walked back in the third. So a little bit of insurance runs for the Cardinals. Three hits in this inning for the Cardinals. That one skips down low and in, and it's 1-0 now to Hammerly. Very timely base hitting here in this fourth inning here. Pitch on the way from Affelbach. That's in there, called strike now, and it's 1-1. The 1-1 offering, that's hit in the air, and that is going to get out of play and just foul. A good effort there by Sawyer Weiland there, giving chase to that, number 23, along with his left fielder and shortstop. So it's going to be 1-2 now to Hammerly. Tomas Wimura, the on-deck hitter here. Should Lucas reach base here for the Cardinals? Again, 2 outs. Affelbach set the pitch on the way, and that is going to miss down low, and it's 2-2 now to Lucas. And that one is in there for a called third strike, and Hammerly down on strikes for the third and final out, but not before Pacelli comes away with 3 more base hits, 3 runs in this fourth inning here, extending the lead now 4-0. We'll move to the 5th inning of play here. You're listening to and watching high school baseball here today on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from Hoff Favor Real Estate Group. 5th inning coming up in just one moment.
Hello, Wisconsin. Phelps Dairy Store in Stevens Point is your spot for family fun. Wisconsin style at the farm. Come have an ice cream or some of their daily made fresh cheese curds while observing the robotic barn milking the cows. Ask for a tour of the farm or let the kids see the cows up close. Various Wisconsin-made dairy and beef products, seasonal decor, and outdoor activities are just the start of the family fun that awaits you at the Phelps Dairy Store, just a half mile from Walmart in Stevens Point. Phelps Dairy Store, food, family, and fun.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
Hi, this is Jill from Home Furniture and Design. Since 1970 and 4 generations, our family has been proudly offering quality furniture like Lazy Boy, Serta, and Amish to Central Wisconsin. We also offer free in-home design with our professionally trained designers to help you create a space that is uniquely yours, whether it's just a sofa or the entire home.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
West Grand Avenue, Wisconsin Rapids, and Post Road in Plover.
All right, we are back here. Edgar will bring up 6, 7, and 8 here. Sawyer Weiland, Fletcher Weiland, and Brock Maurer here in the top half of inning number 5. Next up, Prosthetics, providing prosthetic and orthotics throughout central Wisconsin. Take your next step and contact them today. That is Next Step Prosthetics. So Sawyer Weiland here, followed by Fletcher Weiland and then Brock Maurer. Kelton Opper out here for his 5th inning of work. It's 1-0 now to Weiland. Fastball in there, it's 1-1. Fastball, that one just misses. So it's 2-1. The snap of the glove there by Reinke. Opper humming right along here today. That one's going to miss down low, and it's a hitter's count. 3-1 now coming up to Sawyer Weiland. The 3-1 pitch to Weiland. That ball hit into the air, and that's going to get out of play and foul, and it's going to go full now to Sawyer. So the full count to Sawyer Weiland. Pitch on the way is hit on the ground over to Hammerley at second. And he'll make the play there to Tomas Uemura, the 4-3 ground out to retire Sawyer Weiland for the first out here in this top half of inning number 5. That'll give way now to Fletcher Weiland. Fletcher is 0 for 1 here today. Flew out to right field back in the second. How many? 63. 63 pitches for Kelton. All right, thank you, Ryan. That one misses high, and it's 1-0 now to Weiland. So Kelton, 64 pitches now. 63 plus 1 does equal 64. There's 65, so it's 2-0 now. So both pitchers, yeah, very effective, I would say. Kelton certainly the lead here, and that one's a swing and a miss, and it's 2-1 now. It looks like action in the Edgar bullpen. That ball going to be hit out of play, and that's going to get foul. Let's see who that is out in the bullpen for Edgar. Lucas Stanke, it looks like. Number 44, at least from what it looks like here. 2-2 now to Weiland. Pitch on the way, a swing, and Rankin unable to corral that one. It remains 2-2 now. So the 2-2 pitch here from Opper, working from the stretch here to Weiland. Pitch on the way, a swing and a miss. And that is the 8th Serve Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout here today for Kelton Opper. You can call Jamie Wenzel at Serve Pro for the #1 choice in cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro like it never happened. So 2 away now, and Brock Maurer coming up. Brock is 0 for 1 here today. He struck out back in the 3rd. Pitch on the way, and that's hit on the ground over to Hammerley. A 1-pitch, the 4-3 ground out, and a 3-up, 3-down inning here. So no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on here. And the Wildcats, half of inning number 5. We'll move to the bottom of the 5th here. You're listening to and watching high school baseball here today on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by Hofffavor Real Estate Group. Pacelli out front here, 4-0. Bottom 5 coming up here in just one moment.
And the most important of those things is to have the ability to do things and treat patients in such a way that you're, that you're able to do things in such a way that you're controlling the decisions that are made, and you have that ability to change things when you feel like they're not the best things for you or for your patients, and that's really important.
Shuda Funeral Home in Stevens Point and Plover is your local, family-owned and operated funeral home, providing families with compassionate, individualized, and affordable services when you need it most. The loss of a loved one is a difficult fact of life that Shuda Funeral Home will ensure you won't have to face alone. Shuda Funeral Home will guide you through the process from in-person visitations to creating obituaries and tributes. Pre-planning can also be a great way to ease these topics for your family. Learn more at shudafuneral.com or bring your questions and stop in.
All right, we are back. New pitcher here for the Wildcat. That is number 44, Lucas Stanke. Jace Affelbeck goes the first 4 here. Want to give thanks to all of our game day sponsors today, one of them being Fleet Farm. No matter what your everyday life looks like, Fleet Farm has you covered at the best prices guaranteed. Auto, pet, bird, farm, snacks. Fleet Farm has everything you need at all the lowest prices. So Pacelli will send up 4, 5, and 6 here in this bottom half of any number 5. Tomas Uemura, Nate Hammerly, and Eric Renke. So Tomas 0 for 2 here today. He flew out to right field in his last at-bat and grounded out to second back in his first, which was back in the second. That one's in there. It's a called strike. It's 0-1 to Tomas. And it's 1-1 to Tomas. That one fouled back, and it's 1-2 quickly now to Uemura. That one misses inside, and it's goes even to 2-2 now. The 2-2 pitch here to Tomas. That one knocked down nicely by the tree there. Thank you, tree. Look at a live look at the tree like we did the last time out at Buchel. We spent probably a good minute and a half on that segment. Either way, it's 2-2 to Tomas. And Uemura down on strikes for the first out here. So Uemura retired, and the strikeout there for Stocky, and that'll bring up designated hitter Nate Hammerly. So Pacelli out front here, 4-0 in this one. Still a long way to go. Stocky in there for a called strike. It's 0-1. Pacelli with the 6 hits here today on the 4 runs. The 1 error, that one's in there for a called strike, and it's quickly 0-2 now to Nate Hammerly. Pitch on the way, and that is in there for a called strike, and the second out here, so Hammerly down on strikes. 2 away now for Eric Renke, who is 1 for 2 here today. He singled back in the second and grounded in the 4-3 ground out back in the fourth. So hitting with 2 outs here with nobody on. Getting a little bit later in the game here, but still a lot of baseball in front of these guys here with number 6 hitter here today and Eric Renke. Stocky in there for called strike. It's 0-1 to Renke. And Renke swings and misses. May have gotten a piece of that, but either way, it's 0-2 now. And Renke was going to get hit by a pitch there, so he'll be aboard with a 2-out hit by pitch there. And that'll bring up the third baseman here today, and Sully Schober, 0 for 2 here today. Hitting with 2 outs. So Schober trying to keep this bottom half of inning number 5 going here. Pacelli really doing most of their damage in that 4th inning. Just last inning, in fact, the 3 runs on the 3 hits. And then they scored that 1 back in the 3rd to get on the board first. That one misses inside to Schober. It's 1-0 now to Sully. The pitch on the way, and that's going to be hit foul, so it's going to go 1-1 to Schober. So 1-1 here from Lucas Stanke here to Sully Schober. Lucas from the stretch, the pitch. That one's should be playable, and it is. It's caught there in foul territory for the 3rd and final out here. So the F3 here to retire Schober for the 3rd out. So we're through 5 innings here. No runs, no hits, no errors. A runner left on here. 5 in the books. We'll move to the 6th inning of play here. Pacelli out front here, 4-0 on Zaleski Sports. Brought to you today by Hoffavor Real Estate Group. 6th inning coming up here in just one moment.
The auto service specialist at Sherrill Tire and Auto Service can change your oil, fix your brakes, align your vehicle, make that check engine light go away, and more. Great service from great people at Sherrill Tire and Auto Service. Find your location at SherrillTire.com.
Ski's Meat Market is your locally owned premier meat market filled with so many delicious favorites featuring hundreds of varieties of bratwurst, chicken, pork, steak, and so much more. No matter what you're looking for, everything you'll find at Ski's Meat Market is always fresh with so many local gems including pizzas, salsas, deli meats, and a variety of homemade dips, pasta salads, veggies, loaded baked potatoes, and drinks. Ski's is a one-stop shop for all your culinary needs. They're always adding new flavors and specialty products. Ski's Meat Market on Highway 10 East in Stevens Point. Their quality is worth the stop.
All right, we are back here. 6th inning coming up here. Edgar will send up 9-1-2 now, which would be Will Hackle, Lucas Stanke, and Jace Affelbeck. So 9-1-2 coming up here. Pacelli with the 4-0 lead here, but a lot of baseball left here as they move to the 6th inning of play here. Want to give thanks to one of our game day sponsors here today. That's Dahl Automotive. Dahl Automotive in Stevens Point has over 1,300 vehicles, but they want more. So they'll offer an extra $500 over book value for your trade-in vehicle. Shop DahlAuto.com for the best selection in the area, or stop in to see them at Dahl Honda just off Stanley Street, or at Dahl Chrysler on Highway 10 East in Stevens Point. That's Dahl Automotive. So Will Hackle again, 9-1-2. Will is 0 for 1 here today. Struck out back in the 3rd. Kelton Opper out here now for his 6th inning of work. Hackle showing bunt, and a pretty good bunt there, and Opper turns around, fires it, and he'll get Hackle on the 1-3 there for the first out. Hackle running pretty well down the line, almost beat that one out, but it's 1 out, and back to the top of the order now, and Lucas Stanke, who is 0 for 1 here today, walked and grounded to second. His 2 plate appearances this afternoon. That one's fouled back, and it's 0-1 now to Stanke. And that one just misses, and it's 1-1 now to Stanke. So Kelton has Pitched very, very well. Has not surrendered any hits in this one. That one in there for 74 pitches here. The 8 Serve Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeouts here today. The 2 walks. Five and 1/3 innings here thus far. It's 2-2. Just the one couple of base runners. That ball hit out of play. That's going to go and get foul here. So it's going to 2-2 now to Stonke. So the 2-2 pitch here from Hopper to Stonke. That one skips down low, and it's going to go full now. So Kelton, at least by my math, yeah, the two walks, the 8 Serve Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeouts here today. No runs surrendered. And the no hits by my math, too, would be in line for the victory if things should remain. Pitch count seems to be doing pretty well as well. He works with 1 away here in this top half of inning number 6 here. So Stonke, who came in relief of Jace Affelbeck. Another good arm for the Wildcats. That ball is going to miss, and it's a base on ball there for Stonke, so he'll be aboard. A 1-out walk. And that'll bring up Jace Affelbeck. He reached on the air back in the 4th and struck out here today. So Opper working now with 1 away and a runner at first. And that's in there, a called strike. It's 0-1 now to Jace. Opper's pitch on the way, and that one is going to miss, and it's going to go to 1-1 now to Jace. That ball hit out of play and foul. So it's going to go to 1-2 now to Affelbeck. Stonke there at first with 1 away. And that one just misses. It goes even now at 2-2 to Affelbeck. And that ball hit pretty well, and that is going to be extra bases for Affelbeck. And that'll be an RBI for Affelbeck, the RBI double.
That brings up number 6, Dakota Ellenbecker.
The RBI double for Jace Affelbeck. And that'll bring up Dakota Ellenbecker 0 for 2 here today. So Edgar on the board now 4-1. So Pacelli, that lead trimmed down to 3 now. Hopper, that one's going to miss high, and it's 1-0. That ball hit very, very well there by Affelbeck. Hopper fires it in there for a strike. It's 1-1. And that one misses high now, and it's 2-1. So the 2-1 pitch to Ellenbecker. That's going to miss high, and it's 3-1 now. So a hitter's count 3-1 to Dakota Ellenbecker. That one's fouled back, so it's going to go full now. Kelton coming back with a fastball on that one. Hopper set here, the full count. And that's in there for a called third strike. And the 9th Servpro Jamie Wenzel strikeout here today for Kelton. Hopper, you can call Jamie Wenzel at Servpro for the #1 choice. And cleanup and restoration, that'll bring up Leighton Schuett, who walked and grounded into the fielder's choice back in the 4th, the 6-4 fielder's choice, I believe it was. So for 1 here today. Pitch on the way. That one is going to miss outside. It's 1-0 to Schuett. One-0 pitch to Schuett. Fastball in there. It's 1-1 now to Leighton. Got Gavin Maurer, the on-deck hitter here for Edgar. That ball hit in the air, and that is going to be caught there. So the kind of lost track of that one here at this play in my spot here. But either way, it's going to be caught, and the 3rd and final out here, but not before a run comes across. So a runner left on a hit, a run. And we will move to the bottom half of inning number 6. Pacelli now leads by 3-4-1. You're listening to and watching high school baseball here today on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by Hofffavor Real Estate Group. Bottom 6 coming up in just one moment.
Rich, creamy, and fun. Point Craft Soda. Caffeine-free, made with 100% real sugar. From Stevens Point Brewery.
After a couple years of this, it's time for more money, more opportunity. That's where Midstate Technical College comes in. Got a passion for helping people? Maybe you like cars. Are you into science? Are you good with computers? No matter your path, we've got cutting-edge classes with field-trained professionals and better tuition options. Stop getting by and level up today.
All right, we are back here. One of our many game day sponsors, that's Made a Custom. Made a Custom Apparel specializes in providing quality decorated apparel, including from corporate casual, team uniforms, and promotional items to sporting goods and awards. Find just what you need to keep you looking great. Learn more at madeacustom.com. That is madeacustom.com. So Lucas Donkey out for his 2nd inning of work here. Pacelli will be sending up 8, 9, and 1. Which would be Bryce Flaker, Braden Flaker, and Melise Badoon. So in case you missed it, the Pacelli softball, the girls victorious here today, 11-1 over Necedah out at the WIAA complex. Just about a, we'll say a hop, skip, and a jump away out at Spud Field. So congratulations to the Lady Cardinals, Pacelli Cardinals. They advance with the 11-1 victory here. So bottom 6 here, and you've got Bryce Flaker here. Bryce is 0 for 1 here today. Beg your pardon, 0 for 2 it looks like. So 8-9-1 for the Cardinals. And that one's going to miss, and it's 1-0 now to Bryce. And that one misses now, and it's 2-0 to Bryce Flaker. That one's in there, called strike, and it's 2-1 to Bryce. The 2-1 pitch, a swing and a miss to Flaker, and it's now even at 2-2. The 2-2 pitch here. That one gets out of play into the netting and foul, and it remains 2-2 to Bryce. Braden Flaker, the on-deck hitter here for the Cardinals. Jelly holding on to that 4-1 lead here. Pitch on the way, and that one's going to miss now, and it's full count to Flaker. And Flaker battling, staying alive here on that one. It's count remains full. The 3-2 pitch here from Stonky. And that one's in there, called strike. Bryce Flaker down on strikes for the first out here, and that'll bring up left fielder Braden Flaker. 2 for 2 here today. A couple of singles, couple of runs scored as well for Braden. So it's one and 0 now to Braden. That one's in there, called strike. It goes to 1-1. The 1-1 pitch here from Stocky. And that one's a nice pitch. That one breaking ball in there. I think that was a breaker. One had some pretty significant movement to it. It's 1-2 now to Braden. And Flaker down on strikes for the second out here, and back to the top of the order with senior shortstop Melise Badoon. 2 for 2 here today with a walk. Had the single, the RBI double, and a walk here this afternoon for Melise, along with a stolen base. That one's in there, called strike, and it's 0-1 to Melise. Melise had that screaming double back in the fourth that plated a run. That one fouled back, and it's 0-2 now to Badoon. The 0-2 pitch here to Badun from Stonky. Pitch on the way. That hit pretty well over to third. Play will be made, and Badun, the 5-3 ground out for the third and final out here. So no runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on here. 6 innings are complete here out at Memorial Park. Pacelli out front here, 4-1. We'll move to the 7th inning here. Last call for the Edgar Wildcats. You're listening to and watching high school baseball here today on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from Hoff Favor Real Estate Group. 7th inning coming up in just one moment.
Mega Custom Apparel, your local source for quality, custom decorated clothing and products. Discover a wide range of products from corporate casual wear to team uniforms, promotional items, sporting goods, and awards. Don't settle for less. With our in-house production, we will make your name or event stand out with custom sports jerseys, branded cooler bags, and personalized can coolers. Celebrate team success with custom awards and promotional items. At Meta Custom Apparel, we put your brand first. Explore your options today at metacustom.com.
Hello, it's Mayor Lois T. Strake asking you to join us for Marshfield's Dairy Fest. Dairy, great time. The fun starts with me on Friday, May 30th at the Mayor's Breakfast, 5:30 to 9:30 a.m. At 5 p.m., head to Columbia Park for family-friendly entertainment, and later join free live music at the Wenzel Family Plaza. Saturday, May 31st, the parade starts at 11 o'clock, and Wenzel Family Plaza will host fun activities. In the afternoon, the Pie and Ice Cream Social is at the Upham Mansion, and Nuts Deep 2 will be hosting an outdoor beer garden with live music. For more information, go to marshfieldchamber.com.
All right, we are back. One of our many game day sponsors today, that's Shuta Funeral Home. Shuta Funeral Services in Stevens Point and Plover is here to help you with all of your funeral needs with 2 convenient locations and a personal local touch. Let their experienced staff serve your family. Learn more at shutafuneral.com. That's shutafuneral.com. So Tomas Uemura comes on here in the top half of inning number 7, looking to, I guess you'd say, technically earn the save. The 3-run differential here thus far, 4-1, in relief of Kelton Opper, who, if my stats are correct, went the 6 innings, scattered the 1 hit, the 1 run, 3 walks, and the 9 Serb Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeouts, and would be in line for the victory if this game should remain on the trajectory that it is on. Uemura will go with 5, 6, and 7. 5, 6, and 7 with Maurer, Weiland, and Fletcher Weiland. Getting a kick out of my word trajectory there. It's the word of the day. That's in there. It's 0-1. So Maurer is 0 for 2 here today. Uemura, the right-hander. That ball hit out, and that's a base hit. So Gavin Maurer with a base hit to start things off in the top half of inning number 7 here. And that'll bring up Sawyer Weiland, who is 0 for 2 here today. Struck out and grounded out to second in his 2 at-bats here today. So Uemura, the right-hander, comes in relief again, as we mentioned, to the left-hander and Kelton Opper. That one's in there, called strike, and it's 0-1 now to Sawyer Weiland. Fletcher Weiland on deck here for the Wildcats. Off-speed pitch, that one gets away, and Maurer going to get down to second on that one. So Uemura set here, the 1-1 pitch here to Weiland. That one's fouled back, and it's 1-2 now. So Sawyer, the 6th hitter here today, he got 6, 7, and 8. Right now with the 5-hitter Gavin Maurer, who leads things off with a base hit out at second base. And a good stop there by Ranke. So it's 2-2 now to Sawyer Weiland. Tomas, who we've seen predominantly in relief situations all season long, has pitched very, very well for the Cardinals in relief. That ball hit out to right field, and that's a base hit, and that should score a run here. And it does. So an RBI single there for Sawyer Weiland. So an RBI single there for Weiland. So lead cut down in half now. It's 4-2 here. Still nobody out, and you've got Fletcher Weiland coming up. Fletcher 0 for 2 here today.
Now running number 11, Alex Schneider.
Alex Schneider, the courtesy runner, I believe. So 4-2 our score here. One run in the 6th, and then the one run here thus far in the 7th inning. Still nobody out here. WIAA misses downstairs, and it's going to go to 1-0 now to Fletcher Weiland. Pitch on the way, and that one hit out into the air, and Flaker going back on it. He'll make the play out in left field for the first out. So the F7 to retire Fletcher Weiland for out number 1. Sawyer Weiland retreating back to first on that, and that'll bring up Brock Maurer. Brock is 0 for 2 here today. Struck out and grounded out to second. WIAA working out of the stretch here. The fastball, that one misses down. It's 1-0 to Maurer. Will Hackle would be the on-deck hitter here for the Wildcats. And that ball hit pretty well, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. So Brock Maurer with the base hit there. So 3 hits here in this half inning for the Wildcats. Coach Sad's out to say a few words here. We'll keep it right here. Again, Pacelli with that 4-2 victory here, but certainly not out of the woods yet, would say. A lot of baseball yet here. You have to get these final 2 outs, and you're going to have Will Hackle followed by the top of the order and Lucas Stockey after that. So Coach Saddlemeyer hopefully saying what he needs to say there, I think. You get a couple runners on at Maurer at first, and Will Hackle now, who's 0 for 2 here today. He grounded back to the pitcher back in the 6th. WIAA's pitch, that fastball misses down low, and it's 1-0 now to Maurer. I beg your pardon, Hackle. Maurer down at first. Fastball is in there, and it's 1-1 now to Hackle. So Edgar with the 3 hits here in this inning. Steady dose of fastballs. That one fouled back, and it's going to go 1-2 now. So WIAA up in the count here, 1-2. I've seen a pretty healthy dose of fastballs here by Tomas. Can't help but wonder maybe they'll go with the old. And a swing and a miss. He'll stick with a fastball, and that's a Serb Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout for Tomas WIAA. You can call Jamie Wenzel at Serb Pro for the #1 choice in cleanup and restoration. Serb Pro like it never happened. 2-way, top of the order now with Lucas Stockey coming up. Lucas 0 for 1 today, a couple of walks and grounded into the 4-3 ground out back here today. So Waimoda looking to try to close this one out here. Tying run down at first. That ball hit out of play, and it's foul. And it's 0-1 to Stonky. So Stonky, the go-ahead run here with the tying run at first. Waimoda's 0-1 pitch. That one's going to skip away, and that's going to get away from Reinke, and both runners are going to advance on that. So 2 outs here, a base hit probably, you'd like to think at least, would probably tie things up here. Again, so much depends on where that would be hit, but the odds would be pretty favorable for that, but Tomas trying to do his part to prevent that. And that one fouled back by Stonky here now, and it's 1-2. You got Jace Affelbeck, the on-deck hitter here for Edgar. Pitch on the way from Waimoda. That's fouled back. And it remains 1-2. About 2 hours or so into this game here. Most of the... And a swing and a miss in Waimoda with a third and final out here, and that is a final, a 4-2 victory here today. The Serb Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout there to end the game here. Pacelli with a 4-2 victory. We'll have our Nasonville Dairy postgame show coming up next. Is a Nasonville Dairy postgame show. Nasonville Dairy with fresh cheese curds made daily. Get your cheese curds Nasonville Dairy in Marshfield Curtis or NasonvilleDairy.com. We'll get a few words, hopefully with Coach Sankey and a player of the game here, a Zaleski Sports Highlight House player here tonight. Again, a final out here, 4-2 Pacelli. Nasonville Dairy postgame show coming up here in just a few moments on Zaleski Sports.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. Nasonville Dairy actually goes back to 1885. We are the oldest plant in Wood County. When our father brought us here in the early 1960s, we ran 7,500 pounds of milk a day. We now run 1.8 million pounds of milk a day. We buy dairy milk from 200 dairy farmers here in central Wisconsin, produce it, and ship it all over the world. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Freer, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflatiri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. This has allowed us to go to a lot of different countries. Our furthest accounts are now in China, Japan, Canada, Saudi Arabia. We do ship to Mexico, as well as a number of other places throughout the world. This is what we call Cheese Making 101. We tried to walk you through the cheese plant today, and we're in hopes that you see our people, what they're doing, and the amount of work that goes into producing the products that we hope you enjoy. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fir, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
There we go. All right, we are back here out at Memorial Park. First of all, Coach, congrats. 4-2 victory today. You knew you were going to have a really good game. Two dynamic pitchers, Jace Affelbeck, Kelt Knopper, going toe-to-toe. Talk about, I know it's a non-conference game, but it's a very, very good Edgar team.
Yeah, it was good to see them. Like you said, they're a very good quality club, and good to see that we got to face their number one pitcher, too, and Kelton was on, started early with a couple walks in I think the first or second inning, but then he just really dialed it in and got after it.
He did. We kind of talked about that in the course of our broadcast. Once he got dialed in, I mean, his strikes, the glove was popping. He was really mixing pitches. I think he had just the one hit. Gave way to Tomas here, closed things down. You guys are off now, I think, for a little over a week. How do you guys prepare over the next week or so here? I know that we get into postseason play, and it's really win and keep advancing, basically.
Right. We'll come back and practice hard every day, and we'll do something new each day to get better at. And I think maybe later in the week we'll have a player pitch scrimmage, something like that, just so we can see some more live pitching. We don't want to go a week and a half or whatever it is without seeing live pitching.
Well, Coach, anything else before we get it over to our senior Zaleski Sports Highlight House player today?
No, just be good to the people.
Be good to the people. Right. I like it. That's head coach Wayne Sankey here again. A victory here for Coach Sankey and the Cardinals. Non-conference last regular season game here before the playoffs start. None other than our senior here, Braden Flaker, kind of the multi-sport athlete. Braden, you had a couple hits today. We were talking about it really throughout the course of our broadcast. You're kind of like that second leadoff hitter. I know you hit in the 9 spot and pretty much have all year. But I really kind of view you as like that second leadoff hitter. Obviously, Melise the leadoff hitter, but you're kind of a second leadoff. Talk about your role with this team, because I think you find so many ways to get on base, whether it's bunting your way on, infield singles, regular hits. Talk about your role, Braden.
Yeah, just as the 9-hitter, trying to get on base for them any way I can, and then usually the top of the order can get me in.
Well, and Braden, you've got that speed too. Once you're on, however you would get on, you have that speed. We've seen it. I have to think you're one of the team leaders in stolen bases. Where do you go from here, though? I mean, this is the end of the regular season, but you guys have a lot of unfinished business, I would guess.
Yeah, it was definitely a good last regular season game, but, just keep working in practice and keep doing what we're doing, and I think things will go well.
Well, good deal, Braden. I don't know if you know the drill. You probably do from basketball, but we'll get you counted down. I'll count you down 3, 2, 1. I'll have you look right up there, say your name, and that you are in the house. So we're going to go 3, 2, 1.
I'm Braden Flaker, and I'm in the house.
That's Braden Flaker. We're going to give Braden Flaker the senior Zaleski Sports Highlight House player today for the Cardinals. Again, they conclude the regular season, but a lot of baseball remains here for this Cardinals squad. A very impressive victory here against a very good Edgar team. You saw the 2 number ones, the 2 premier pitchers here today in Jace Affelbeck and certainly Kelt Knopper. You knew you were going to get a good baseball game with 2 very, very good teams going at it, going toe-to-toe. In my opinion, 2 of the best pitchers here, no doubt. But again, a final out here, 4-2 Pacelli. Playoffs will start next week. I believe Edgar has one more game on Thursday at Wittenberg-Brunhamwood, if I was looking at things correctly, and I'd like to think I was. But again, a 4-2 final out here from Memorial Park. Brandon Barincott on the call today. Dan Lau doing our production, keeping me in line as always. Have yourselves a very good rest of your Tuesday night, everyone. Again, a final out here from Memorial Park. Pacelli 4, Edgar 2. Have a good rest of your night, everyone.